Scandinavia is a region typically associated with Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland. While these countries are often grouped together, Sweden stands out with a population nearly twice that of the others. This naturally raises the question, why is Sweden's population so much larger when these countries are commonly perceived as quite similar? First, let's talk about geography. Scandinavia is known for its stunning landscapes and northern location, with all four countries lying farther north than most major Canadian cities. However, despite their northern position and shared regional identity, the geography of these countries differs quite significantly. Sweden, the largest country by area in Scandinavia, is home to the Scandinavian mountains, which run along its border with Norway. These towering mountains were shaped by glaciers during the last ice age and are among Sweden's most notable geographical features. The highest peak, Kebnekaise, stands in this range. Eastward from the mountains, Sweden's terrain transitions into rolling hills, vast forests, and an astonishing number of lakes. More than 100,000, all formed by glacial activity. The southernmost region of Sweden, known as Gotaland, is characterized by fertile plains and a milder climate due to the nearby North and Baltic seas, making this region more densely populated. In contrast, Norway is one of the most mountainous countries in Europe. The same Scandinavian mountains stretch across Norway, creating deep valleys and the famous fjords along the western coast. This dramatic coastline, with its countless inlets and islands, is more favorable for settlement than the rugged, mountainous inland regions. Norway's proximity to the North Atlantic moderates its coastal climate, giving it surprisingly mild winters for its latitude. However, inland areas are subject to harsher winters with heavy snowfalls. Denmark, in contrast to both Sweden and Norway, is much flatter. The landscape consists mostly of plains, sandy coastlines, and over 400 islands, the largest of which is Zealand, home to the capital, Copenhagen. Denmark's highest point, Målehøj, is a mere 171 meters above sea level. Denmark's geography, also shaped by glaciers, is particularly well suited for agriculture, with fertile soil and a temperate climate that features mild winters and cool summers. Finland, on the eastern edge of Scandinavia, shares some similarities with Sweden in terms of its forests and lakes, boasting around 188,000 lakes formed by glacial activity. However, unlike the mountainous terrain of Norway and Sweden, Finland is largely flat with vast forests and wetlands. Its northern regions, particularly Lapland, lie within the Arctic Circle and endure long, harsh winters, while southern Finland experiences relatively warm summers. Despite these geographic differences, all four countries share a glacially shaped landscape. Fjords, lakes, and fertile plains are common across the region, with the Scandinavian mountains forming a natural border between Sweden and Norway. These shared traits contribute to a regional identity, even though each country has distinct geographical features. But what about the shared history of these nations? The Viking Age, spanning roughly from 800 to 1050, marks a significant era in the interconnected histories of Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. During this period, Norse explorers, traders, and warriors ventured across Europe, influencing vast regions through raids, settlements, and trade. Denmark played a central role in Viking expeditions, particularly in invasions of England and France. Norway's seafaring Vikings were known for their explorations of Iceland, Greenland, and possibly North America. Meanwhile, Sweden focused on the east, establishing trade routes through Russia and engaging with the Byzantine Empire and the Islamic world. In the Middle Ages, the Kalmar Union united Denmark, Norway, and Sweden under a single monarch in response to external threats, particularly from the Hanseatic League. Although Finland wasn't directly involved, southern Finland was part of Sweden at the time. However, internal conflicts led to the dissolution of the Union in 1524, with Sweden becoming an independent kingdom. Denmark and Norway remained united until 1814, when the Napoleonic Wars forced Denmark to cede Norway to Sweden, a union that lasted until 1905, when Norway peacefully gained independence. Finland, on the other hand, was ceded to Russia in 1809, but declared its independence in 1917 during the Russian Revolution. As these countries developed distinct identities in the 20th century, they maintained close ties through cultural, economic, and political cooperation. However, they also experienced significant differences, particularly in their responses to World War II. Sweden maintained neutrality, Denmark and Norway were occupied by Nazi Germany, and Finland fought 2 wars against the Soviet Union, ultimately maintaining its independence at great cost. Despite their shared histories and geographic similarities, Sweden's population stands out. With roughly twice the population of Norway, Denmark, and Finland, Sweden's demographic advantage isn't simply due to climate or geography. While Denmark's mild climate might suggest it would have a larger population, its small size and island-heavy landscape limit its capacity for growth. Norway's mountainous terrain and harsh inland climate also restrict population density, with habitable areas concentrated along the coast. Finland's colder climate and flatter, less fertile landscape further constrain its population. Sweden, in contrast, benefits from a larger land area and more hospitable agricultural conditions, particularly in its southern regions. Gotland and Svealand, with their milder climates and fertile land, have supported greater population growth over the centuries. Major cities like Stockholm and Gothenburg are located in these regions, and Sweden's diverse landscape includes not only vast forests and lakes, but also significant areas suitable for agriculture and settlement. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below.